This is a short overview of Dr. Bennett's facial recognition report on the two Lucys that was done for Sister Lucy Truth. An introduction. We all have the natural God-given ability to recognize faces, a social necessity. This recall capability is hidden internally, in our fuzzy memory of faces and not subject to any objective external review. But facial recognition from surveillance video, along with automated processing of facial characteristics, allows modern software to measure, analyze and identify faces in a crowd in real time, with high probability of success. Unlike our own visual process, automated recognition techniques follow a known and accepted set of statistical rules. So they are objective, reviewable and repeatable by anyone, consistent with the quantitative knowledge and sharing of evidence required by the scientific method. What follows is a forensic application of the same professional statistical methods of facial recognition to two sets of photos that purport to be of the same person, the only difference being the report computations were done manually. Abstract. A quantitative test for the probability that two sets of photos are of the same woman. The result for 7 facial characteristics in each photo is that the odds are 13 million to 1 that Lucy 1 and Lucy 2 are the same person. Although facial recognition has advanced rapidly with technology, standard statistical methods are still effective in achieving low-tech solutions. A case history will be analyzed as to whether photo sets, Lucy 1 and Lucy 2, represent the same woman at different ages. The fundamental assumption to be statistically tested is that Lucy 1 equals Lucy 2, the null hypothesis. The facial features of 9 pictures of Lucy prior to 1960, Lucy 1, will be analyzed versus 5 of Lucy post-1960, Lucy 2, by using the means and errors of 7 facial dimensions. The t-test is relevant here, since the means and standard deviations are measured, and the distributions are normal. Statistical method of choice, the t-test. What is computed by the t-test is the statistical probability p that the photos are of the same woman, but only differ in individual measurements by reasonable random errors. The more photos are tested, the greater likelihood of a correct interpretation. Tabular computation of total probability that 1 equals 2. The probability of all 6 independent facial length ratios occurring is the product of each probability, times the standard error of this estimate, SQRT, n, equals SQRT 6 equals 2.5. So the best estimate for the likelihood that Lucy 1 equals Lucy 2 is 2.5 times 3 by 10 to the power of minus 8 equals 7.5 times 10 to the power of minus 8 equals 1/13 times 10 to the power of 6, equals 1 in 13 million. Summary. All ratio measurements are computed by the t-test and then converted to probability estimates in the last column above. We see that the mean A/B ratio of nose length to philtrum 1 is identical for Lucy 1 and 2, the probability is 1. Were this the only comparison, the conclusion would be that the same woman was photographed. The ratio of nose length to eye width, A/E, is the least likely match of the photo set and also the most recognizable of the face. Conclusion, the result corresponds to about 1 chance in 13 million. Or getting 24 consecutive heads for true coin flips, that all the photos had the same subject. That Lucy 1 and Lucy 2 is the same person is 13 million to 1. Please, go read the report.